Welcome everyone to today's webinar. On today's session, we're going to be basically looking at, how to combine price action trading with the PipCollector. Now, for those of you who don't know about the PipCollector, perhaps if you are watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, the PipCollector is an auto trader which was, launched, early August 2018. It's based on a strategy that I have personally traded with, for about 3 years, at least about 3 years, and it has a 70% plus winning, success rate or winning rate. Because of my busy schedule, with all sorts, family, business, ministry, and all, it became a bit difficult to actually spend time, in front of a computer. So I've been thinking of how best to carry on trading and generating profits, obviously, or if you like, an extra stream of income from trading. And this basically led me to coming up with this PipCollector Auto Trader. Now, before this, I actually tried out, one other auto trader, and even though I had heard a lot of good reviews about it, and I believe people were actually making profit with it, it nevertheless had, an issue which I could not quite deal with. It did not have a stop loss feature, and which obviously meant that there were times when, there could be a huge drawdown, and I thought to myself, okay, fine. If it is the case that you have a drawdown, maybe you are in a buy position, you get in, you get in somewhere here at the bottom here, and you're going all the way up. Well, not that this is a good example because that particular one was also good for scalping, which means it will target 10 pips and you are out. But think of it, if you were to be, let's say let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Let me just show you what I'm trying to say. If, for instance, you got in the trade at this point, and you went all the way up, you were in profit by about 12 pips, and then it began to go down, and it went all the way down, you're now, 29 pips. So you get to a point where you begin to think, how far down is this going to go? I just got to a point where I said, no, I don't think I can take this. I would want something that basically, stops me out at some point. And with that particular auto trader, it would enter multiple trades, which, you could call recovery trades. And it could be that you started up here with a buy, you went up there. By the time it begins to go down and it gets back to where you entered and it starts going even lower, it begins to open more positions, which means you are really in the red. So I thought to myself, no, I don't think I can cope with this. And I stopped using it. I mean, I basically did some more research for others, and I realized that a lot of auto traders actually out there either do not quite meet, my expectation with regards to their performance, or do not have a stop loss feature. So I thought to myself, okay, I think I will come up with mine. And that's basically what led to me, coming up with the PipCollector. And I would say I am, pleased with how we've progressed with it so far. And if anyone would like to try it out, we would let you have it for a minimal fee. I mean, at the beginning, we gave it to people to try out for free, but we are now satisfied with its performance. We're not willing to let anybody have it for free again as such. But anyway, tonight we're going to be looking at how to actually, use the PipCollector, trade with the PipCollector, with price action, some price action techniques or strategies in mind. Price action, I believe, is the basis, as it were, for any profitable strategy. There are various, price action strategies or techniques, and we're going to be looking at one or two of them even today. Okay, so if anybody, if someone out here, we're actually having a webinar, by the way. We're having I mean, this is being recorded. You know, we're having a webinar. There are people, with me today, and they are going to be asking questions later on. But obviously, that's going to be, a private session. But this initial session is actually, for just the general public, if you like, as well as obviously members of the PipCollector group. Now, for those who are here with me today, if you don't mind, just choose any pair, and we would look at it and see how we could apply the PipCollector to it. If you can type in the box, just choose any pair, and we would look at that. I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be that I came with a particular pair in mind. Okay, USD CAD. Someone says, let's go to USD CAD. Okay, I thought I had some templates here. Anyway, this is a brand new broker I just signed up with. Okay, give me some minutes. Let me quickly just clear up all this and make it look a bit clearer for some of us. Okay, let me take away let me take this bit away. You see, I prefer to have my chart green and red, not so much this color or this non-color. So if you don't mind, let me quickly just change up some things. Okay, I think we are about ready. Let's just, okay. So, right, all right. I just realized something. We don't actually have, the PipCollector on this particular broker. I have not installed it yet. Okay, just bear with me, just 1 minute. Okay, I mean, I actually did pause the video to install the PipCollector on here, and a trade has been triggered. Now I know, one of us chose USD CAD. Now, do you still want us to carry on with USD CAD, Sean? Now it has triggered. I mean, do you still want us to carry on with that? Okay, that's fine. We'll carry on with CAD. Let me just close this. Okay, let's try Euro CAD. We'll basically just we'll leave this trade as it is. We'll let it run. Who knows? Maybe by the time we finish the webinar, we'll end up in some profit or so. As a matter of fact, I might come back to it, just to show you how else I would trade it. But let's go to EuroCAD. Let's go to EuroCAD. Okay. Let me switch this off for now, just in case it triggers again. Let me, let's do this. Let me save this as something else. Okay, let's see. Just a minute, let me choose this and see. Oh, okay. Right, let's go to EuroCAD. Okay, so basically, the way I would trade this, with price action in mind or using price action is to look for a point or look for a currency pair where it is ranging. Well, not ranging, but consolidating. Okay. Can we all, stop chatting or typing in the box just in case, so I can actually focus on this? I'm not quite sure if you're trying to contact me, but let's just, go through this teaching first. So the way I would actually, trade this is basically look for a pair where it is ranging. Sorry, I keep saying ranging, where it is consolidating. I'll look for a pair where it is consolidating. And you can see here, it was consolidating over a period of time before it broke out. Now let's look for somewhere else where it was consolidating. I suppose you could say it was consolidating here as well. Now I would explain that by drawing, by placing two horizontal lines there. So from here, I would say here is where the consolidation started, as opposed to this bit where it started to go down all the way down. It's not consolidating there. It's actually trending here. It's trending downwards here. And at other times, like here, it was trending. It was trending up. It was trending up at this point, going down. And then it began to consolidate here, not going very far. It's like the market was undecided there. So the best place to actually, the best place or the best time to actually use or install or apply the PipCollector is when the market is consolidating. I had to stop there to think. Not ranging, but consolidating. Now, since I have also used the word range, I suppose I would have to go and explain that. I'll explain the difference so that in case there's anybody watching this, you will know the difference. Now, when it's going up and down like that in an undecided fashion, you say the market is consolidating. So consolidation usually happens after there has been either an upward move or a downward move. It's as though in this case it was an upward move, so the bulls were in charge. And what happened was they needed a breather. They needed a breather and they took a break, and the price was going up and down, if you like, until it broke out here and began to go down. Now, that is consolidation. For ranging, when you talk of ranging, you are talking of not just, slight up and down movement like that. We are talking of something which is kind of like bigger than that. I would say, for instance, I'll move the horizontal line there. I'll move the horizontal line there. So you can see you actually have a bigger, range. You might want to call this a box. I do trade in the box. That is one of the strategies I learned, many years ago. Now, by the way, for some of you, I have been trading, for quite a while now. I have been exposed to trading, for about 10 years. I started trading, since 2000, and I've been trading since 2008, and it's now 2018. When I first started trading anyway, it was not the Forex market, it was the stock market. I didn't have any mentor. I didn't really do very well, I must confess. And what happened? I stopped, because that always happens. When people don't do very well in trading, at some point, they either blow their account or they basically just take what is left in their account and run, because they know that they are not going to make money in there. So basically, that's what happened to me when I started trading stocks. But obviously, for the last 3 years, I've been trading Forex actively. So this is what I call the box. There are various ways in which I trade the box. I'm not going to be looking at that today. obviously because of time and because we want to, be focused. But you can see there's a box here. That's the top bit of it, and this is the bottom bit. And you can see it's a wide range between this top bit and the bottom bit. So if you were to catch the trade here, for instance, and you traded it all the way up, that would have been 96 pips. Now, I could do with 96 pips any day. I know some of you prefer to go for 250 pips or 500 pips, but even 98 pips would do me well. So you can see here, if you cut it at the bottom as well, you could have gone that far. Yes, it did break out actually, which would have been good if you cut it at the bottom. But nevertheless, it came back in. That's not what we're talking about today. This is what you call ranging. So if you like, ranging and consolidation, are similar, except that when it comes to ranging, the box is much larger, and you can actually, see that is trending, whereby you are having, high and higher highs and higher lows. For those of you who don't know what that is, that would also be for a different webinar. Now, we are on the 1 hour time frame, and you can kind of like see there's a swing high here, a swing low, a swing high, a swing low. So basically you have a high, a low, a higher high, and a higher low. The reason why I'm not wanting to say too much today is because I don't want to confuse issues, but I know some of you would gain from this. But anyway, let's go back to the consolidation. Let's leave the range now. So when we talk of consolidation, we're looking at a smaller box. A smaller box. As much as possible, take it to the lowest bit of that consolidation. Even though you can't quite see it trending here, but if you were to go on a lower time frame, you will see some kind of trend. You would see higher highs and higher lows. But obviously on the 1 hour, you cannot quite see it here. But anyway, as the pip collector is best traded on the 1 hour time frame, if you see some kind of consolidation on your chart on any currency pair, that is the time to apply the PipCollector Auto Trader to that pair. So, I would normally, place it on any pair, perhaps even sometimes without doing much analysis. But if you want to be, what's the word now? If you want to catch the pips quicker, or if you want the trade to be triggered quicker by the pip collector, look for a pair that where consolidation is going on. Now, even though I say quicker, we are on the 1 hour chart here. You can see this is around where the consolidation started, up until this bit. Well, up until here, when it eventually broke out. Now, this is perhaps somewhere around where a trade would have been entered for you. A trade would have been triggered somewhere around here. Okay, okay. Someone else is saying for me to record it. Yes, we were recording it. So this is around where the trade would have been triggered for you, and it would have come out. Just 1 minute. Let me quickly respond to her. Okay, so that's where the trade would have entered, and obviously you would have caught a lot of pips here. If it had picked up the trade here up to here, that would have been 109 pips. But obviously, we have to consider the fact that there are some minor pullbacks, there, where, depending on your stop loss or your trailing stop, you could have either been taken out of the market or be allowed to carry on. Okay, so the best way to actually, use the pip collector if you want, a trade that's definitely going to go in your direction, is to look for some kind of consolidation. Now, let's just see how long this took. I'm sure you guys know that as we are on the 1 hour time frame, each candle here, no matter how big or small, it's 1 hour, lasted a duration of 1 hour. So if the consolidation started here all the way to here, that's about 65 hours. Let's see. Okay, so that's about 65 hours. However, there are times when you don't have to wait 65 hours. There are times when you don't have to wait 65 hours. For instance, you could have even called this some kind of consolidation. If you had moved the line there, I mean, obviously this is going to take practice, for some of us, it's going to take practice. If you had moved if you had made the box smaller, as it were, then perhaps you would have had to wait, 22 hours, maybe 22 hours. That's like 24 hours. That's like a day. I would say that shouldn't be a problem, because when it eventually triggers, you are going to get some good pips and profit. So if it had triggered there, you could have caught 52 pips. Especially now that we have the trailing stop feature, it is going to be a wow for a lot of us. And it's an opportunity, I say, to make a lot of money. So I would say, for you guys to be willing to have two accounts, one live account and one demo account. Practice all sorts on your demo account and take perhaps the more cautious trades on your live account. Now, I haven't actually traded EuroCAD before using the PipCollector. I have traded USD CAD and it has delivered some good profits, but not so much the EuroCAD. Like I say, the PipCollector is always good. You can always trade, the PipCollector. You can always trade the major pairs using the PipCollector because they tend to have the best spreads. One or two, pip spread on the major pairs. Now, this is not exactly a major pair. Let's just see how many pip spread this is. Well, this is good as well because, okay, fine. It depends on your broker. Now, this is a broker I just signed up to, and I know, just 1 minute, let me see. And I know it is the case that this broker, gives good pip spreads on lots of pairs. Okay, just 1 minute. So basically, this is how I would trade using the PipCollector. I would look for, apart from the fact that you can actually place it on just any pair, you can literally place it on any pair and expect it to trigger at some point. You can actually also, perhaps for bigger profits, you can decide to look for pairs that are consolidating, knowing fully well that the next move is going to be a big one. So basically that's one of the advantages of this price action strategy. You know that the next move is going to be a big one. Okay, I suppose that's it for this half of the session, the webinar. We're now going to basically throw it open for questions and answers by members of or if you like, the subscribers of the PipCollector who are here on this webinar today. So if you have been with us watching this, feel free to join us on our Facebook group. Obviously it's a group you can join for free. It's open to join. It's just do a search for Generational Wealth Academy, and obviously request to join, and we will let you in. There you could ask more questions about the PipCollector and how you could, begin to try it out for yourself and make some pips and profit. Okay, now, also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are watching this on YouTube, so you could actually get a lot more tips and strategies, for more profitable trades. Okay, now, God bless.